7 gold. Then Lamech 77-fold. This is the Tuk. And Adam knew his wife again, and she born a son, and named his Seth, for God has appointed an other seed for me instead of Abel when Cain killed. And it was so said, to him also a son was born, and be named of his enough. The day man began to call on the name of the Lord. This is the name, this is the book of the Genesis, of the genealogy of Adam. It's in the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and blessed them and called them mankind. In the day they were created, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a 61 son in his own likeness, after his image, and named his Seth. After the begat Seth, the days on the Adam were 800 years, and his sons and daughters. So all the days that the dame lived were 930 years, and did be died. Seth lived 150 years, and begot Enoch, and achter Harbach begot Enoch Seth Licht, 70 years. He has sons and all the daughters. So all the days of the sons were 912 years, and he died. Enoch lived 90 years, and begot Kalman after the begot. Kalman Implish lived 820 years, and has sons and daughters. So all the days of the Enoch were 905 years, and he died. Kalman lived 70 years, and begot Mikalal. After he begot Mikalal, Kalman lived 840 years, and his sons and daughters. So all the days of Kalman were 930 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years and bore Jared. After he begat Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years, and his sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years, and begot Enoch. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years, and his sons and all daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enoch lived 65 years, and begot Methuselah. At their beginning in Metzutzulach, Enoch schuwalt kendens Sitzahalach with God through 100 years, and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and was no, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. After begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 780 years, 2 years, and had his sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Lamech lived 182 years old, and had done and sons, and called him name Noah. So ailing, this one will comfort us, conquering our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. After he begot Noah, when is the Noah has cursed, and the toil in our hands. Say Emery, this one will comfort us, cornering out work of the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. As after he begot Noah, Lamech lived 590 years, 595 years, and his sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot them Ham and Japheth. Now it came to pass, when they began to multiply of the face of the earth, and the daughters and were born to them, that the sons of the gods saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves. Of all women they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not strive with man forever, for his indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. They were giants of the earth, and those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, they were mighty men who were of old, men of renew. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, of that every intent of the thoughts of his hearts was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy the man who I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast creeping did in the burst of the air, for I'm sorry that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God, and Noah begot 3 sons. Have created from the face of the earth both man and beast, creeping thing, and birds of the air. For I'm sorry that I have made them. But Noah found the grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect. In his generation Noah walked with God. And Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was serpent before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed I was serpent, for in the flesh has corrupted there were on the earth. And God said to Noah, the end. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me. For through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark or Japheth. Make rooms in the ark, and cover it inside and outside with pitch. And this is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 stabilities is within 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits, and you shall make a window for the ark. And you shall finish, if to rule in Sabbath from above, and see the door of the ark. It is inside. You shall make it with laver, second and third decks. And behold, I myself, I'm bringing floodwaters on the waters in the earth, to destroy from under heaven and flesh, in which is the breath of life, everything that is one on the earth shall be die. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall go into the dark ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And of every living things of all flesh you shall bring 2 on every sort into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female of the birds after their kind, of animals after their kind, and of every creeping things of the earth. After its kind, on every kind, will come to you, to keep them alive, and you shall take yourself of God, of all God that is callen and eaten, and you shall gather to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them. Thus Noah did according to all that God commanded him, so he died. So he did. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you care and err righteousness before me in this generation. You shall take with you heaven each of every ear and every clean, and any male and female and his female, to each of animals that are unclean, and make on his female. Also 7 each of birds of the air, male and female, to keep the speakers alive on the face of the all of the earth. For after 7 more days I will cast into the rain on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth of living things that I have made. And Noah did according to all the Lord's commanded him. Noah was 600 years old. 600 years old when the flood waters were of the earth and world. So Noah with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives went into the dark, because the waters of the food of clean animals, of animals that are unclean, or birds, and of everything that creeps of the earth. 2 by 2 they went into the dark, an ark, to Noah male and female. And God had commanded Noah, and it's come to pass after 7 days the waters of the God and the far food, the everything float, or the flood, were on the earth, and the 600 years old Noah, 600 years Noah's life in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, on the day all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with Edom, would entered the dark, and they every beast of their kind, and castle after their kind, every creeping that creeps, and the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird of every sort. And they went into the dark to Noah 2 by 2 of all flesh, in which is the breath of life. So those that entered, male and female, of all flesh went is a God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. Above the earth. The waters prevailed and greatly and crashed on the earth, and the ark moved about on the surface of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the height and hills under the whole live's heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died that move on the earth, birds and cattle and beasts, and every creeping things that creeps on the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath on the spirit of life, and all that was on the drive. And all flesh died. Now the flood was the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters prevailed and greatly increased on the earth, moved above on the surface of the waters, and the waters prevailed on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 castles